Hello, Bitcoiners. I'm Wiz. Very, very happy to be here today. I want to tell you guys why I'm so happy to join El Salvador's movement to adopt the Bitcoin standard. So in case you're not familiar with me, I've been in the space for a little while. Started with CPUs, then went to GPUs, then went to ASIC mining. Started a meetup group in Tokyo in 2014. Worked on some open source stuff like bitcoinonly.com, bitcointv.com. We published the Japanese translation of the Bitcoin standard in Tokyo. But of course, most of you would know Mempool.space is my main project and basically my life work at this point. And can I just get a quick show of hands? Who uses Mempool.space? All right, cool, thanks. Love you guys. Yeah, it's kind of the front page of Bitcoin, right? Some people say. And it all started in 2018. My co-founder, Soft Simon, came up with this genius invention of how to visualize the mempool as these projected blocks. And 2018 was the first time the mempool really got full. And this was such an important invention for Bitcoin. Soft Simon, good friend of mine, I reached out to him on Twitter in 2019. I said, let's collaborate. Let's make an open source project out of this. So he immediately replied, said, yeah, sure, let's do it. And a few minutes later, the Mempool open source project was born. We had a GitHub account and a Twitter account, and nobody cared. You know, the Mempool was empty in 2019. You didn't need Mempool space. Everything was fine without it. But, you know, we worked hard over the years. 2019, 2020, 2021, during that whole COVID pandemic, we were just stuck in our homes working on our little open source project. And here's a photo of us in 2021 at the Miami Bitcoin conference when we kind of unveiled the full Explorer to the world. And that's when the mempool really got full at the end of 2020, and everyone started using mempool space. They said, oh, we need this. They got it. And there were some really cool talks at that conference, some wild characters on stage. But there was one presentation that was really interesting to me. Came from a country I was not very familiar with. And Jack Mahler's on stage telling how El Salvador was adopting the Bitcoin standard. And this was fascinating to me. So immediately after that announcement, after we got recovered from the conference, I jumped on the plane to El Salvador, went straight to Bitcoin Beach. And, you know, at the time, in 2021, it was still dirt roads out there. It was very different now from 2025, but it really captivated me. Here's a tweet I did at the time. I said, this is El Salvador establishing itself as the world's first sovereign Bitcoin citadel. And look at us now. We're in a palace talking about Bitcoin. I mean, how true is that? So this really captivated me, and this really stuck with me. But, you know, I'm continuing to work on Mempool over the years. So after that 2021 trip to Bitcoin Beach, waited a few more years just working on Mempool space. You know, we have a whole team of shadowy supercoders in Tokyo. This is our office. And we've worked on the product for so long now. We got a great team and a great following. A number of wallets and mining pools and exchanges, just tons of enterprise partners, and the whole community has been supporting us. So it's been very successful over the years. But last year at the Nashville, or I guess, yeah, Nashville Bitcoin conference, we launched the Mempool Accelerator, and that was our business model coming out. It's like, we're not just this little open source project anymore. We're a real business and a real company, and raised real venture capital on this. And when we launched the Mempool Accelerator, we partnered with half the mining pools in the space. Now we've partnered with pretty much all of them. So it's been a wild ride, this Mempool project. And now it's my life work and my company. And, you know, I'm doing a real project here. And it was so successful that one day on Twitter, I saw these really cool tweets from the president of El Salvador tweeting out his Bitcoin wallet saying, look at this. We've got a strategic Bitcoin reserve, national Bitcoin reserve. It's one apple a day. So I reach out to Stacy at the National Bitcoin Office, I say, hey, what if we make a Bitcoin.gov website? We could make a custom version of the Mempool open source project, feature your beautiful ladder, 1 Bitcoin a day going up. And she replied back 4 hours later. She said, yeah, I spoke with the president. He loved the idea. Let's do it. And so we worked hard, and a week later, the site was live, right? It's been a huge success, and it's become an internationally recognized website. I mean, El Salvador runs its own Mempool instance to show off its own sovereign Bitcoin stack. How cool is that? So fast forward to the current date, 2025, we're now having the amazing students at Kubo Plus learning about Mempool in their classrooms. Their certificates of their diplomas are all on the blockchain. You can verify them right on bitcoin.gov. And El Salvador is just getting more and more based, right? You got the National Library featuring this. I mean, how cool is that? What other countries have anything even remotely close to this? Maybe Trump coin or Melania coin, right? This is amazing to me. I mean, it's so heartwarming to go to the National Library and have these young students walk up to me and ask questions about Bitcoin and hard money, and they're just so eager to learn. And so this really, really motivated me to go all in on El Salvador. So I'm very happy to announce today that I'm going to be relocating Mempool to El Salvador. We've just incorporated Mempool Holdings today. So this is the next new chapter of Mempool Space. We've raised a huge amount of venture capital for this relocation and restructuring, and it's going to be amazing. I'm so happy to join El Salvador's movement to adopt the Bitcoin standard. And of course, everyone's asking me if they're not a Bitcoiner. They're like, what? Why El Salvador, right? It's obvious. The government is run by based Bitcoiners. These based Bitcoiners took over the government. They set Bitcoin as a legal tender, the Bitcoin law. Now you've got the Bitcoin bank law. All this cool stuff in the future pipeline coming up too. And just look at these amazing guys. They're my family, right? All the Bitcoiners are our family. We're all part of this movement. And so the base Bitcoiners in El Salvador want to support these Bitcoin companies and Bitcoin projects. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm moving my company to El Salvador. And they're the only government that actually wants to help you and support you. And I couldn't be happier. So thank you very much, President Bukele. Thank you very much, Stacy and Max and Mario and everyone in the government. I love you guys.